And his teaching, he was saying, "Watch out for the scribes who like walking around in long robes and greetings in the marketplaces, and the first seats in the synagogues and first places at banquets. They devour widows' houses and as a pretext make long prayers. They will receive a very severe condemnation." And having sat down opposite the treasury, he was observing the crowd putting money into the treasury. Many rich people were putting much. A poor widow came and put in 2 small coins worth a penny. And having called his disciples, he said to them, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all those putting into the treasury, for all out of their surplus they put in. But she out of her poverty, she put in all that she had, her whole living." Good morning. Welcome to a short biblical reflection on the Gospel according to Mark chapter 12, verses 38 up to 44. It is a story about the scribes and the poor widow. The Gospel reading for the 32nd Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year B. This passage of the Gospel contains 2 parts. The first part is the warning that Jesus addresses about the scribes who like, more literally, what they wish or what they desire, walking around in long robes, greetings in the marketplaces, the first seats in synagogues, and first places and banquets. And then other attitude that they devour widows' houses, and while devouring, they make long prayers to make it as a pretext. And then the final statement is the condemnation. The second part, now Jesus is observing people, what they were doing, how they are putting money into the treasury, and they are mentioned many rich people. Of course, those many rich people could refer to the scribes. However, not necessary. All the scribes were very rich people, but it refers to the same group of people, those who are opposing to Jesus. And then the widow, which was mentioned at the beginning, that they devour widows' houses. Now this widow, poor widow, is given as an example. Thou she put only 2 small coins worth of penny, but in conclusion, Jesus says that she put more than all others, because others were putting out of their surplus, while she put all that she had, all her living. There is the same word used in the judgment, that they will receive a very severe condemnation, and here translated as surplus. We could also translate it finding, for example, a common word that could be abundant, abundancy. So they will receive a very abundant condemnation, and then the statement that out of the abundancy they put in, which of course means in the meaning of surplus, it means that they already had too much, and from whatever they had too much, they were putting in. They were not losing the basis of their income. Why that poor widow, she put everything she had, and the last statement specifies it, that her whole living. Our Gospel reading has strong links, direct links with the text which preceded the one which we read last Sunday in verses 28 up to 34 concerning the greatest commandment. Because then we had one scribe who came to pose question to Jesus. Now Jesus is warning about the scribes. The scribes who posed the question, it was the question of concerning the first of all the commandments. And this word, the first, is used in 2 elements which Jesus lists of what the scribes like. Those are expressions, compound words, and the first element meaning first. The first seats in the synagogues and first places at banquets. But more stronger link, though not so visible at appearance, is concerning the word expression strength. In Greek, in the Gospel is used the word ischis, because Jesus answers concerning, quoting from the book of Deuteronomy, loving God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. And also the scholar takes it up but now more literally from the second book of Kings, to love him with all the heart and with all the understanding, with all the strength. In both cases, we have the word strength, both in the Gospel and also in the second book of Kings, chapter 23, verse 25, where is the description of the reform of Josiah and praise which is now given to him. Before him, there had been no king who turned to the Lord as he did, with all his heart, with all his being, and with all his strength. In both cases, as I mentioned, there is this Greek word ischis, which also means strength, power. But in the book of Deuteronomy, the Greek translator in the Septuagint used another synonymous word, dynamis. Behind those words, or in case as of the book of second book of Kings or the book of Deuteronomy, lays the Hebrew word meod, which in those two instances is translated like that, but quite often is used in the sense also as an adverb to strengthen, for example, like something more, expressing like something more, greater, and so on. This Hebrew word is sometimes translated in the sense of surplus and is interpreted in financial terms as resources. So therefore, her whole living we can understand really as subsistence, livelihood. So she, in fact, this widow is praised because as in the command of loving God, there is necessity to love God with all the strength. Doesn't mean this physical strength, muscles, but means like with all which describes our power in the sense of all talents that we received and all our abilities. So this woman now is fulfilling that commandment because she put herself into it by putting those 2 coins because her whole life was depending on that. I would like to wish you a nice day and fruitful reflection on this gospel reading. God bless you.